Hello friends, welcome back to part 9 of my TSLA earnings forecast video review series for Q4 2022. I am joined as always by my co-host, Loki, who is literally sleeping on the job right now, phoning it in bed, and I will advance to the next slide. So we just reviewed this one in part 8, so now we're on to the next slide that was in my forecast review thread. Everybody's favorite, or many people's favorite, the Tesla quarterly revenue inception to date chart. So some of these are so small back here that the white border around each box is larger than the numbers were. So 73 million sounds like a lot of money, and it would be if it were deposited into your checking account. But on the scale of this chart, where Tesla so far this year, over 3 quarters, has made $57.144 billion, 73 million does not even appear. That's a rounding error compared to a number this size. So one of the best ways of visualizing Tesla as a hypergrowth company is to just see, how these Q1s did going back every year in Tesla's history to 2013, when Tesla revenue was $2,013 million. Sometimes stuff like that happens. You see enough numbers, there's bound to be some coincidences that pop up, so that's a pretty good one. And 7 billion even back in 2016. So a couple of interesting numbers, at least to me, on this chart. Maybe nobody else finds those things interesting. So what I thought I would do with this chart, since there's not a lot to say about it, is to give you a live demo of how I make this chart by updating it with my forecast for what I think Q4 will be. So here is flourish.studio. I can cheat that down into the frame a little bit. Flourish.studio is the name of this app. And you can make charts there. They have templates that you can fill out. You have to drop the data into their specified format for how the data needs to look, which can be tricky. And they have all these formatting settings over here for how you can decide what to do with stuff. And there's so many of them, you would think that you'd be able to customize this to look any way you want. And that isn't true at all. Like, you've got way more flexibility in Excel than you have in this. But I mean, it does do cool stuff, right? So I could visualize this as a tree map if I wanted to, and that's how it would look. I could visualize it as circles, and if I did that, it would look like this. I could visualize it as a sunburst, and there's what your sunburst format layout would look like. But I think the most compelling view on this is the bars, and I hope you agree. Also, just from a graphic visualization science research standpoint, people are better able to grasp the magnitude of different numbers when they are shown as rectangles than when they're shown as circles. People don't wrap their mind around round shapes as well as, no pun intended, as well as people get rectangles. So you'll notice that a lot of my charts incorporate the use of rectangles when the important thing is to come away with an understanding of the magnitudes, the relative magnitudes of amounts. You want to use charts that have rectangles in them for that. Okay. So let's, without further ado, get to the data portion. This is what I meant when you have to give them the information in the format they want. So here's what's behind the scenes of this chart. It's a very simple chart. You just need to give it the name of the quarter, the name of the year, and the amount of the revenue. I'm going to click right here and say insert row above. Here I'll call this Q4. Here I'll call this 2022. And here what I need to give them is my forecast for what Q4 2022 revenue is, since nobody knows yet how much the revenue will be. So my forecast is 26,436,000,000. 26,436. Now, you remember what the chart looked like. You can see in the visualization it's grown already. So I'll just go back to the preview look at this. And there you go. That's what this looks like now. So it doesn't look great in this view, so I'm going to hit Export and Publish. And I'm going to hit Republish. And then I'll click on this link, which is the public view of this chart. All right, so this is my expectation. Let me make this bigger. Well, I guess that's as good as I'm going to be able to do. Oh, that's a little better maybe. There you go. That's my expectation for what this chart is going to look like in late January when Tesla reports its Q4 earnings. So that's your advanced sneak preview. At the end of Q3, there was already more revenue reported by Tesla for 2022 than in the full year 2021. And here's what I'm expecting. Now, I'm not promising you exactly this number is going to happen. $83.58 billion worth of revenue for the full year 2022 on Q4 revenue of $26,436 million. But it might, or something close to it might. And I'd bet you money you won't be able to distinguish the actuals from this look that I'm forecasting, apart from the dollar amount that will be shown here. All right, that's my video for today. Let's check back in with Loki, and he's still snoozing. And I'll say, if you liked this video, don't forget to boop that like button, as the pros on YouTube say. And thank you to everyone who supports me. My recommended way to support me is through Patreon. That's how you're going to get the most benefits for your money, which includes early access to videos the day that I upload them, and exclusive videos like alternate takes for these videos, and series like James and Loki's Gems of the Week. Okay, that's really the only exclusive series, but that is a Patreon exclusive series that I never make public on YouTube. You get all that for $4.20 a month. Is there a better deal out there? I don't think so. And it's free until 2023, and then only $4.20 per month from that point forward gets you access to everything I'm posting there. So that's Patreon. Additionally, if you would like to support me through YouTube, or if you prefer joining my YouTube channel, that's also available to you. And I want to thank my executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Halter Ferguson Financial. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed to my channel already, and click the alert bell to get notifications. And I will see you in the next one.